I have a message for Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan and Kenya's President William Ruto. This message is from Tanzania's founding president, the great Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. I want to read for you what Mwalimu Nyerere said back in 1985. You better listen to him because those are his words. This is what William Nyerere said when he was addressing members of the ruling party, Chama cha Mapinduzi. Our major strength is our unity. Our survival as a free nation and an operating economy over these recent difficult years has been the result of the unity of our people. The people retained their confidence that the government and party stand for human dignity, equality, and justice for all. Let me repeat that final part of that sentence. For human dignity, equality, and justice for all. Mwalimu Nyerere was completely committed to equality, human dignity, and justice for all. So here's a question. First of all, for Samia Suluhu Hassan, and then for William Ruto. Here's a question for Samia Suluhu. When you arrest the opposition leader Tundu Lissu, when you torture Kenyans who have come to your country to stand in solidarity to the opposition, when you subject them to torture instead of merely deporting them back to their home countries, is that justice? Is that justice, Mama Suluhu? Would Mwalimu Nyerere approve of that? Based on these words, based on what you yourself know about him, would he approve of the torture of people? Would he approve of imprisonment of opposition leaders, political leaders in their own right? Would he approve? He wouldn't, because he's talking of dignity, human dignity, and justice for all. That's what he's talking about. And this is a question for Kenya's president, William Ruto. Is it human dignity? Is it justice for a young person to be arrested by the police and to die in police custody? Does that look to you like human dignity? Does it look to you like justice? Those are the words of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, who completely emphasized the need for human dignity for all, the need for justice for all. And he said that that was a prerequisite for unity. That is why he was telling members of Chama cha Mapinduzi in 1985 that the leaders of this country had better uphold justice and human dignity for all. Mwalimu Nyerere went on to say to the gathered delegates, and I quote, "If we allow our foundation of equality and justice to be seriously eroded, or if we lose our hope of building a nation based on equality and justice, our national unity will be destroyed." Those are his words. Those are his words. If you want to argue with that, Mama Suluhu, take it up with Mwalimu Nyerere. Those are his words. He says, if we allow our foundation of equality and justice to be seriously eroded, or if we lose our hope of building a nation based on equality and justice, our national unity will be destroyed. Our national unity will be destroyed. At a time when Africa is crying for unity, at a time when Africa is seeking unity, at a time when a new generation of Africans is saying that they are tired of these divisions that were forced on us by the colonial regimes, and now they want a truly united Africa. At this particular time, when the mood on the continent is for unity, when the vibes in the continent are for unity, we cannot afford to start being divided because of partisan divisive actions from the presidents. It is critical that we listen to Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, that we do exactly what he's saying. Even back then, 40 years ago, Mwalimu Nyerere was talking of a foundation of equality and justice for all. And he made it clear that that is a prerequisite that is an ingredient for unity. So today, the leaders of East Africa, the leaders of the entire Africa, they must realize, all the presidents of all the countries in Africa must realize that justice is a prerequisite of unity. You cannot have unity when you don't have justice. Lack of justice, any form of injustice, becomes a recipe for division. And Africa cannot afford division. We must increasingly unite our vision and our actions and our policies towards strengthening and galvanizing our economy, towards ensuring that our people have enough jobs, towards ensuring that the youth of Africa, who constitute the majority of the people on this continent, we must ensure that they live the African dream. And any action from the presidents that is turning that dream into a nightmare must not only be called out, but beyond calling out such actions, these presidents must then be held accountable by the people themselves, because sovereign power belongs to the people of Africa. I also have another message from Mwalimu Julius Nyerere to Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Remember, this is in 1985. Museveni himself is fighting for the people of Uganda to know freedom, for the people of Uganda to know dignity. And a mere 6 months later, Museveni became president in 1986. So today, 40 years later, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere is saying these words to you, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. When one person has been the national president for a very long time, people begin to be afraid of change. They ask, what will happen to the country without this person? But I repeat, whether we like it or not, change in leadership is inevitable. No one is immortal. Whether we like it or not, change in leadership is inevitable. No one is immortal. Mwalimu Nyerere went on to say that Tanzanians should not wait for death to be the one that replaces their president, which is why he put in place a very strong legislative framework that ensured that the people of Tanzania didn't have to wait for fate for him to be replaced as president. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, listen to those words. And all other African presidents who are waiting for fate to be the only reason they leave presidency, listen to those words of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere.